Okay guys, so we are now going to continue to discuss KO 13-2019. So we are now going to discuss establishment or renewal of authority to operate CBW. 5.1 Application for the establishment or renewal of authority to operate. Application for authority to operate a CBW. So the application to operate a CBW, including applications for accreditation as member, subcontractor, or client exporter of an existing warehouse, shall be filed with the district collector where the CBW is located, describing the premises, location, capacity, and purpose of such establishment. So, an authority to operate a CBW shall be filed within the customs district wherein that CBW is located. For example, the customs banded warehouse is located at Batangas City, then they need to file the application to the district collector at the port of Batangas. Okay? So it should describe the premises, location, capacity, and purpose of such establishment. So what are the requirements that are needed for a certain company or individual can apply for a CBW, or how can they operate a CBW? So they should submit the BOC certificate of accreditation as an importer. Okay? Certified true copy of articles of incorporation or articles of partnership and bylaws. Okay, so by the way, for you to be able to put up a CBW, you should be accredited as an importer at BOC. Okay, so if you're a corporation, you should submit the articles of incorporation, and if you're a partnership, your article of partnerships and your bylaws. But if you're a self proprietor, you need to submit the certificate of business registration from the Department of Trade and Industry. You also need to have the copy of your mayor's permit and then the barangay clearance, the certificate of Bureau of Internal Revenue registration or your BIR registration, or your 2303 form or your 2303 certificate, your ITR or your income tax return, and your latest audited financial statement if applicable. You should also submit the lease of contract or certificate of title to the real property where the proposed CBW is located, the warehouse location or vicinity map showing the area and means of access, your warehouse layout showing and describing the following: floor plan and building structure, storage areas for raw materials, finished products and wastages, production area, office spaces for both CBW and customs personnel, and physical security feature. You should also submit the list of machineries and equipment, your feasibility study, and the list of materials to be imported, and formula of manufacture or conversion if it's applicable. Okay, and then the next is the evaluation of your application. So again, the district collector of the port where you're going to apply your application shall evaluate your application. So he should determine the completeness of the documents submitted in support of the application, and then he should cause the conduct of physical inspection and taking of photographs of the premises, and then he should evaluate and review the documents including the physical inspection report, and recommend to the commissioner the approval of the application upon compliance with all the requirements. So those are the things that the district collector should do if ever a certain CBW operator will be filing an application to operate. Okay, again, the district collector may deny the application at any stage of the evaluation process in cases where the application is attended with fraud or material misinterpretation of the applicant does not meet the regulatory requirements to operate a CBW. So it is again with the discretion of the district collector who can deny the applicant's application. Okay, so if ever that the district collector sees that there is something wrong or illegal with all the documents that the operator submitted to him, then it is in his discretion that he can deny that particular application and tell them that they do not meet the regulatory requirements to operate as a CBW. Okay, action by the district collector. So the district collector shall recommend approval of the application within 5 working days. Okay, so if ever that the district collector sees that all the documents and all the requirements were submitted properly, then he can recommend the approval of the application within 5 working days. Okay, from the completion of documents and inspection report. So when we talk about 5 working days, this is the day from Monday to Friday. Does not include Saturday and Sunday. Okay, provided however that in case of failure to act within the said period, the application for establishment or renewal is deemed favorably acted upon by the district collector, who shall forward the records to the commissioner for appropriate action. Okay, so again, the district collector is given 5 working days to work on the application, and if in case that he failed to act within the said period, the application for establishment is deemed favorably acted upon by the district collector. Okay, and he or she shall forward the records to the commissioner for appropriate action. Okay, denial of the application by the district collector. So if ever that the district collector denied the application, he or she shall send a notice to the applicant. So he's going to send a letter to the applicant stating there the reason of the denial of the application. Action by the commissioner. So the commissioner shall act on the recommendation of the district collector within 20 working days from the receipt of the recommendation. So just like the district collector, the commissioner was also given a time frame wherein he should act on the recommendation of the district collector. So that will be 20 working days from the receipt of the recommendation. Okay, if the commissioner will fail to act on the said application within the prescribed period, the said application shall be deemed approved even if he or she has already checked on the application. Okay, provided that all the required documents have been submitted and all the required fees and charges have been paid already. The acknowledgement receipt together with the official receipt for payment of all required fees issued to the applicant and the date of receipt of the complete documents from the district collector shall be enough proof that has the same force and effect of an authority to operate under this automatic approval mechanism. So for example, that the commissioner did not work on the approval or the recommendation of the district collector within 20 working days, then that particular payment or the particular receipt and acknowledgement receipt, okay, and all the documents that has been submitted shall be proof that they are already given authority to operate under this automatic approval mechanism. In case the commissioner fails to act on the application for renewal within the prescribed period, the authority to operate shall be deemed automatically extended until the regular authority to operate is issued. The effectivity of any authority to operate shall retroact to the first day immediately after the expiration of the previous authority. Notice of denial. In case of denial of application by the commissioner, a notice shall be sent to the applicant stating clearly the grounds for denial. Okay, so the commissioner shall be, for example, that the commissioner deemed that the applicant did not get or did not reach all the documents or all the qualifications that are needed for them to put up a CBW, then they should be submitting a notice of denial, or they should send a letter to them telling them the reason why they were denied. Appeal from the denial. So after the notice of denial has been sent to the applicant, okay, the applicant may appeal. Okay, so they need to file an appeal to the district collector within 15 days from the receipt of notice of denial. Copy furnish the office of the commissioner stating clearly the grounds why the application should be approved. Okay, so after the notice of denial, after the applicant received the notice of denial, they can appeal to the district collector within 15 days from the receipt. Okay, so they should tell them the reason why they need to be given the chance to operate as a CBW. Records of appeal. The district collector shall forward the complete records of the application to the commissioner within 5 days from the receipt of the appeal. Okay, so again, it is to the district collector that they should be forwarding the application it is to the district collector that they are going to submit the application, and it is the district collector that they are going to forward the application to the commissioner within 5 days from the receipt of the appeal. And there should be a customs bonded warehouse committee. Okay, so the Commissioner of Customs shall constitute a CBW committee for purposes of evaluating, reviewing, and consolidating all applications for the establishment and renewal of CBW and other related matters pertaining to operations of the CBW. Okay, the Certificate of Authority to Operate. Upon approval of the CBW application, the District Collector shall issue a Certificate of Authority to Operate a CBW, which shall be conspicuously displayed at all times at the CBW and its extension offices. So if ever that they have already given the authority to operate, the CBW operator should put their license to operate or the authority to operate into any conspicuous place in their CBW, meaning that it is a place where it can easily be seen. Okay, so that is what conspicuously means. So they need to put a certain or their license to operate or their authority to operate in a place where it can be seen by public easily. Amendment of Certificate of Authority. So if ever that the CBW request for an amendment, or if the they can ask the district collector to amend the Certificate of Authority based on any of the following grounds. So if ever they're going to change their company name, they're going to change their address, their street or building number without actual change of the physical location of the CBW, and such other changes which do not substantially alter the conditions specified in the existing authority to operate. So that can easily be altered or amended for the Certificate of Authority. The Commissioner shall be notified of any amendment to the Certificate of Authority to Operate CBW was approved by the District Collector. So again, the District Collector should inform the Commissioner for any amendments that is going to be given the operator. Post-approval requirements. So the CBW's granted authority to operate shall submit annually their RTRs duly filed with BIR. Okay, so these are the things that should be submitted after their approval. So they need to submit their ITRs. Okay, certified true copy of mayor's permit, audited financial statement, export and import performance, and year-end stock inventory report. And if ever that they do not submit these requirements, it will be a ground for suspension or cessation of their operation as CBW. Membership in a Customs Common Bonded Warehouse. Membership in a CCBW shall be governed by the following rules and regulations. Okay, so if ever that a company would like to be a member in Customs Common Bonded Warehouse, a company which is considered a micro or small enterprise shall have the option to establish its own CMBW or apply as a member of a CCBW. And medium and large-scale enterprises can be accredited as members in meritorious cases, such as when the bonded manufacturing operation is only a minor component of their business operations, as may be determined during the evaluation of its application as member. Application for accreditation or renewal as member, subcontractor, or client exporter of CBW. So you already know the meaning of the subcontractor, member, and client exporter of a CBW. So, as a CBW operator and its applicant member, the CBMW operator and its applicant subcontractor, or the ICBW operator and its applicant client exporter of CBMWs, as the case may be, shall jointly file the application for accreditation and renewal with the district collector, which has supervision and control over the applicant CBW. In such case, the rules provided herein on application and renewal of CBW shall apply.